Now leaves us with the Chief Executive's report and the Mayor's report. Of course, we've got no Chief Executive here today and we've got no real Mayor here today. But we've got the two reports in front of us. Mary, you'll be happy to field questions as you're best able on the CE report. So are there any questions on the Chief Executive's report? So Anne and then Yanni. Anne.
The big sleep out. Looks very cool. So what happens with that in terms of our involvement and things like that?
So you will have seen the resolution and covering this Chief Executive's report or recommendation. So, and we'll remember a memo that went out to you about this. So this is a global sleep out, which so far London, Edinburgh and New York are signed up to it for the 7th of December. The aim is to get 50,000 people globally to be sleeping out and to raise $50 million for this, of which half will go to rough sleepers locally and the other half goes to global fund around people who are displaced from war, famine or other sort of disasters. This group had originally approached Auckland, but Auckland has already a big sleep out that's run by the Lifewise and Methodist Mission, and they are continuing to want to do it in the time frame they do it. So Christchurch would be the New Zealand city. The recommendation that we would make is that if the council decides to do it, we do it in partnership with one of the with the City Mission, who are active and we've partnered with before in this field, so that we wouldn't lead it alone. So that's the concept behind it. So it would be up to councillors whether you want to support it or not.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yanni.
I was just wondering on page, and I did send these questions through yesterday, page 669, and it's 668, reticulation and maintenance, page 11. It says that we continue to see an increase in water jobs and our contract is continuing to be stretched. CityCare has increased resources over the weekend and they're expecting to get through an additional 100 jobs. It looks like the trend is flattening out. I just wanted to try and understand what's happening in that space because I am getting a number of people that are contacting me who have put in CSRs where the water leaks are not being fixed in the time frame that they're being given. So I was really interested to understand the trend and just to see how we're forecasting to catch up with that reactive maintenance, given that we've got water restrictions.
So I think you've put a request into the offices of CE and you'll get a detailed response, but I think Dave is able to give some verbal response today. Is that right, Dave?
Oh, I'll give you a quick update. Basically, at the moment, we are getting around about 2,100 jobs a month. This time last year, we were getting about 1,200, so it gives you an idea of the increased numbers. While they've flattened out, unfortunately, with a little bit of good weather, they've actually gone on the increase in the last week. And that's what happens. Better the weather, the more complaints we get about them. The contractor's keeping on top of the urgent and important jobs, but it's the small leaks that are outstanding. And at the moment, we've got about 1,300 of them outstanding. You can appreciate that's around about 3 weeks of new ones coming in. We're getting about 50 a day. Over the last 7 days, we had 260 new jobs come in. Sorry, that was the clearance rate. Over the last 7 days, we cleared 260. We've got 13 gangs working during the week and 7 working through the weekends to try and clear those at the moment. CityCare at the moment are looking at whether they can bring in more external resources to help address that. As I said, the trend's flattening out. Unfortunately, in the last week we've seen it kick up again. CityCare are prioritising all the jobs and are meeting the KPIs for the urgent jobs and for the 3-day jobs. The problems in those smaller leak ones that we are slowly catching up on. It will drop, well, we're hoping it will drop up over winter and we will be able to catch up as quickly as we can, but anything of any significance we are addressing.
Just so I'm clear, I think what I've gained from what you've said, we're getting about 260 complaints per week, like last week, and we're fixing about 350 a week.
We're getting about 2,100 in on average a month, so if you divide that by 4, I don't know what that works out at, whatever that works out. We, last week, in the last 7 days, they resolved 260. So it sort of balances out, doesn't it?
So just to remind you, Councillor Johansson, about the report that you had on
got
Tuesday
that figure here,
on the
actually.
briefing that outlined and the graph that I can send to you again, which is actually about the number and the closeout rate for January. And also we reported to you that we would be giving you this information monthly, and we will be also drilling down into the specifics of that.
Right, I mean, I just think it would be helpful to have a dashboard on our website that showed people the scale of the problem, because it's very hard for, I mean, I think it's very hard for people in isolation when they make an individual complaint and are told, you know, it'll be fixed in 10 working days, without seeing the big picture where you've got, you know, 2,000 coming in a month, and particularly if you have a bad week, you have good weather, you get a whole bunch more. It would be quite useful just to have something that just like almost a traffic light or something that just shows progress towards getting on top of the issue, just so people can see the big picture. Because I can't imagine it's very easy for the staff in the call centre.
We possibly look at just reporting through to the council. I do have to extract this information, or someone has to extract it manually. It's not as if I could put up a dashboard and it automatically jumps up on all of that.
So we have committed to reporting monthly from the CSRs anyway,
right.
On the Tuesday briefings, and also drilling down and giving some more analytics.
Yep.
We will look into the option of doing a dashboard on the website and report back around if and when we can do that.
Or just getting some more information on our water page, just to say we've got X amount outstanding, and if it's just updated, I don't know, weekly, to say these are how many complaints we've got this week, here's how we're making progress against getting them, please be patient. I know you've got something on there, but I think just explaining the bigger picture and how it's changing is what's missing.
Can I just clarify, we actually get few complaints. We get a lot of requests, but the proportion of complaints we get compared to requests is minor.
Oh, right, sorry. CSRs, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, just
so
tracking the CSRs
yeah, so
that are coming through.
definitely not complaints. Our proportion of complaints compared to our calls and CSRs is minor.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
And I suppose my understanding, as long as the dashboard doesn't have to be live, if we can update it that's not a problem. But if you're expecting it live, that gets quite difficult.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So Yanni, that's yours done?
Yeah.
Yep, great. Jimmy, and then back to Anne. Jimmy.
I have two questions. First is on page 663, the interim service desk. I'm particularly concerned what's the rationale, because Fendleton, we a couple of weeks ago, council approved this one. But at the moment, the Hornby, the interim, the service desk, still only the 30 hours week. From original 20 hours, then 30 hours. If until right now, I just don't know what's the rationale, Why they cannot up to the 40 hours? It's a long time.
But I guess the difference is that this is the only service desk in that entire community board area and ward, where in that ward there's the Riccarton service desk, there's the Hornby and the Hornby service desk, and there's the Upper Riccarton. So there's a lot of choices in that area, and a lot of hours of service desk in that area.
But today the CEO not here, because I remember a couple of months ago she told me that it will be increased up to the 40 hours, and the staff already for the preparation. So I don't know why still the 30 hours.
So can I come back just with some advice about the number of requests we get in those hours? A lot of it's based on actually the flow of work that comes in. I'll come back.
Second is regarding the Lunar New Year celebration culture, same page. I'm not sure it's council organized or library or who organized this one. As a councillor, and also I'm the chair of the multicultural subcommittee, I was unaware of this kind of multicultural event. We should be informed of this one.
Okay, so apologies if you weren't informed about that, and we will make sure that you're informed about any of these type of events in future. So it was organised by the library team. I'm surprised that you weren't contacted, but apologies if you weren't, and we'll make sure that happens in future.
Especially in the houseware.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
should
no, I think the point's
be.
been absolutely recognised, Jimmy, and noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anne.
Just really thrilled that you had that the free buses were running on the night of Sparks, but just wondering how it had gone. Was there much feedback about that? Does anyone know?
So the full evaluation hasn't been done on that yet, but my understanding from the sort of hot debrief that actually it was very positive, very little complaint and
achieved
little
what we'd hoped.
Interventions. Yeah,
that was very good to see that happening. Yeah, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any further questions on the Chief Executive's report, Yanni?
Did flick through a question yesterday too about the measles. I just wondered if there was any kind of high-level messages or response that the council's got in terms of the measles outbreak.
Yep. So we did just note down everything that's happening in there. So you will have seen that we've got a notice on our website. We also have notices in our recreation and sports and our libraries. We have a story up on our newsline. We are putting signage, particularly on the plasma screens in all our facilities. We have messaged all our staff, a particular fact sheet also to leaders and facility managers. So there's a significant amount of messaging and communication out to our staff and our facilities and to our clients and citizens.
Thank you. Phil.
Thank you. I know in the Mayor's report there's comment in relation to the CEDAM national strategy being signed up, Mary, but I see in this report that South Brighton, and this is a wee bit behind because this was mid-February, that South Brighton had a preparedness day. I think that's great. I know that quite a lot of work is being done in other communities, so it would be good at some stage to perhaps get some report to either committee or council around, all the work that is being done. I know staff are busy doing it, and I don't want to delay that, but I just think there are some good stuff happening.
No, we just had a discussion with that team yesterday about getting a report up to council about all the activities around that community resilience. So
thank you.
Done. Cheers.
Thank you. So we've got 3 resolutions here. I'm happy to move these. Do I have a seconder? Anne? Any debate? Glenn?
Thank you. Good to see these resolutions here. I refer particularly to the big sleep out. It is winter, obviously in Europe, UK at that time. Here it's summer. I mean, we'll do this globally as an expression of solidarity, but I think in some ways it could be more effective to do this midwinter. So I'd also like to suggest that we, and I'm sure the CE will work in tandem with the Housing Subcommittee and the Social Committee as well, because we have that work in partnership with Housing First, of which Phil is the chair. We are the chair of the Champions group there. So if we could do that together, that would be really good. But I really think a midwinter approach out on the streets would really help to drive the points home.
Thank you.
So are you seeking an amendment, and we could see if the people that...
No, I think that would possibly dilute the effectiveness of it, but the reality is homelessness is 365 days of the year. So
yeah. And I imagine, I've never done it, so I don't know, but being homeless would be a lot harder in winter than it would be in summer. Yeah. Yanni, were you indicating you wanted to speak?
Just very quickly, just to say that there's an excellent dashboard on our website about water use and with the water restrictions. So, I just really appreciate anything staff can do just to show the CSRs around water would be quite useful. But there is really good stuff, dashboard around if people want to check how the water restrictions are going and the water usage is going.
Thank you. So we've got the motion moved and seconded. All those in favour say aye. Against? That's carried.